Hey, good morning. It is Monday, and man, if you are waking up like I did, whew, you're going to need a day or two to, recover and get everything together. But we will get it together this week. I'm filling in for Bridgett Ellison. She is on vacation. So welcome to Breakfast with Bridgett. Again, it is 7:30 on your Monday. I hope you're all waking up excited for the week. We are dealing with some crazy weather. I know tomorrow is supposed to be the first official day of spring. So we have meteorologist Jonathan Kagas who would tell us a little bit about the roller coaster of weather that we've been having and how we might be taking those jackets back out tomorrow. Some winter revenge weather coming up. We also want to talk about a fire that happened at a pretty prominent restaurant over in Volusia County. I'm just going to give you a hint. Brad Pitt shot a movie there earlier this year. So we'll talk a little bit about that. Really bad situation up in Jacksonville. Some spring breakers celebrating St. Patrick's Day when shots rang out and two people were hit. One unfortunately passed away. We're getting some new developments on that. There's a press conference supposed to happen in just minutes, so we'll get into some of those details. And we do have a guest here to talk about a really unique experience, a laundry of love, helping out the community with some free laundry services where you can go to get these free laundry services and how you can give back if you'd like to give a donation or maybe donate some of your time to help others in the community. And then we do have a story about a woman who lost $2,000 in a PayPal scheme. We'll talk a little bit about that with Mike Hofeld in his Schemes and Ripoffs report, and then some information about some changes to Target. Maybe you've noticed them yesterday. If you're a frequent Target shopper, I'll tell you about some changes that you'll notice here soon. But let's go ahead and turn to some weather with meteorologist Jonathan Kagas, keeping us weather-wise. Today, some inconvenient weather.
Declared today an inconvenient weather day because a lot of people are on spring break and you're going to have the opportunity, Crystal, for some pretty nasty thunderstorms a little bit later on this afternoon. We're already starting to see the radar light up. If you're with us this morning, I hope you guys were hanging out with us on the morning show.
Of course they were.
Talking about, yeah, absolutely. We were talking about that risk and the increasing chance anyway through the morning for the storms to start to fire up. And that's exactly what we have going on right now. So I want to show you the radar picture, and things are starting to get a little rocking, mainly to the west of us on I-75. There you go in Ocala. We have some downpours around. We had some lightning popping up as well over the course of the last few minutes. There's one strike again closer to Williston to the west of Denellen. As you head back out toward Crystal River, and you see all the nasty stuff out in the Gulf of Mexico. So we're gradually going to increase that. This is kind of batch number one sliding through, and I'll show you the future radar in just 1 second. But that batch will arrive in the morning, and then we will pick it up a little bit more into the afternoon. So today, an inconvenient weather day due to the fact that we have the opportunity for a few strong thunderstorms again into the afternoon today. The main threats with this going to be gusty winds and some bigger hailstones. So keep that in mind today as we move forward into the afternoon. Severe thunderstorm risk, again, from the Storm Prediction Center. It's a marginal risk. That means we're not talking about a severe weather outbreak by any means, but I think there's an opportunity for them to increase this risk today. To me, anyway, it looks like the hail threat's pretty, relatively speaking, elevated. So we'll be watching that come through today. And if we do get a sea breeze to develop, that's going to be the wild card here. That could make things turn even a little more severe, especially closer to the coast. I want to show you this. This is going to be the lightning tracker. So obviously we have the rain coming through now, and where you're seeing the colors pop up, especially the oranges, that's where we get the higher concentration of continuous cloud to ground lightning strikes. And you're really going to see that flare up again into the afternoon. So there you go at 4 o'clock today with the scattered storms around, and then that gradually sinks to the south and east through the I-4 corridor, and then eventually pushing out later on this evening out of Osceola County into Brevard County. So things could get a little rocking today. The byproduct of this, the reason why it's going to be a little nasty this afternoon is because this cold front is so strong. Look at this. In Atlanta, it's in the 40s. In Nashville, it is in the upper 30s. That is the air that is coming in this direction. And by tomorrow morning, we're going to be waking up to the coldest air we have seen in weeks. We're talking 40s, low 50s. It's going to be even colder on Wednesday morning. I think we'll have some 30s sprinkled in. So this is a big blast of cold air. Crystal mentioned it. It's the first day of spring tomorrow, and it is going to be feeling like winter. Crazy stuff, Crystal.
Is that normal, Jonathan? Because when I think of spring, I think of bringing out those shorts and sundresses. But I've noticed that even throughout some of the winter, when I thought it was really cold, Candace was saying we were hitting some hotter temperatures than we're used to be hitting at that time. So tell me a little bit about that shift and if it's normal this time of year.
Yeah, we're still well within it, especially in an El Nino year when we're talking about these fronts coming through. The fronts still pack a punch into March. It may seem abnormal, but yeah, this is right on schedule for it to happen. Now the temperatures are going to be below normal. Our average highs this time of the year are in the upper 70s. Tomorrow it's only going to be in the mid 60s. Our average lows are in the mid 50s. And we're going to be talking about temperatures in the mid to upper 40s. So we're running about 10 to 15 degrees below where we should be for this time of the year. But these fronts can certainly pack a bunch like this one is going to in terms of the bite of the colder air, really through about April.
All right. Well, I'm not going to complain because we don't see snow. So let me stop and just take what we can get. Thank you so much, Jonathan.
We have the blowtorch coming.
Yes.
So take it when we get it.
Tell us about weather-wise, because obviously if you're sticking with us here on New 6 Plus, you will see Trooper Steve. He'll be doing Trooper Steve on patrol. And then we've got weather-wise. And this is just an incredible show where you kind of go through some of the weather phenomena and talking about what's going on when it comes to, meteorology.
Yeah, so this is the I want to say cool episode coming up, but it's not a good topic. It's about the hurricane season coming up, and you may know that. I know it's March. I know I hate myself for even talking about it. Believe me, but the Climate Prediction Center increased the odds that La Nina is coming on strong. So I wanted to look back between the strong El Nino tracks, like what we had last year. That's what we're coming out of this strong El Nino, and then moving into a La Nina. So I looked at the years and the tracks of a La Nina that followed a strong El Nino, and there's some pretty surprising similarities into the La Nina year. So it could be a calling card of what could be to come in 2024. So it's not a forecast, but it's just using the past to kind of graph some of the weather patterns that we're looking ahead to.
And what time could we see this, Jonathan, if we're sticking around here on New 6 Plus?
You got it right after you and your awesomeness. 8 o'clock.
Why, thank you.
Your aura.
Thank you so much, Jonathan. We will see you 8 o'clock for Weather-Wise with Jonathan Kagas. And thanks for sticking around with us this week because Candace is gone. So it's so nice to wake up with you.
Thanks, Crystal. You as well.
See you later. All right. So, of course, we just talked about weather, and there were some big traffic issues along I-4 this morning. Trooper Steve was talking about it, causing a lot of traffic. Hopefully that's cleared up. So let's bring him in from Results One. Trooper Steve, how's it going this morning? What's up with the eyebrows?
It's my eyebrows are awake and the body is not. That's what's happening.
What else is new?
Yeah, right. We are just hanging out. The good thing is, though, Crystal, that mess we were talking about for most of the morning completely thinned out.
Yes.
So they have nothing to worry about out there. Now they just have to worry about the people that stare at nothing and slow down the roads for no reason.
You see it all the time. I see it too. When there's a lot of traffic going on, everybody's like, what's going on? And, speed limit's 60 miles an hour and they're going 20 or 30 because they want to see the flashing lights. Dude, that's what we have New 6 Plus for.
Crystal, girl, come in the truck with me and you can help me preach this mess because
I got you.
Oh my gosh, it's crazy because people just, the whole thought of stay in your lane has so many multiple definitions to it. The literal sense is we don't want you to crash and mind your business out there.
Right.
If it's not affecting your roads, just go. Just go. And they don't want to go. So right now, DOT Cam is showing things moving okay out there. This is the scene of the mess earlier. This semi-truck was up in flames, total disaster. They shut down the lanes completely for about 20 or so minutes. But the good thing is, I know for people visiting out of town, any direction's a mess. But for us here in Central Florida, our routine drivers, eastbound's the important route in the morning out here. Westbound was the one that was shut down. We're doing way much better. The map showing westbound lanes looking good. Those are the arrows going towards the bottom of your screen. Eastbound, now this is just the residual stuff that we see every morning. As we take a nice zoom out here, you can start to see Champions Gate being backed up from the 27 area, but no crashes, thank goodness. And then downtown, I'm actually surprised. Maybe it's because it's the day after St. Patrick's Day. A lot of people are coming in late. Maybe, just recovering from their great,
Mm-hmm.
responsible festivities
Mm-hmm.
yesterday. Lanes aren't doing too bad out there. I-4, 408. Your drive time's exactly where they should be. 21 minutes Kissimmee to downtown, 19 coming in from Lake Mary. If you're maybe an early shopper, you're trying to get some of the deals out by the mall, just watch out. I do have a crash at OBT in Sand Lake. But if you're flying out, if you're choosing to leave Central Florida after your spring break, you know what? Our roads are clear for you right now, and we're not going to complain. 528 and 436 up to speed on both ends. And Brevard County, the beaches. Please, roadways are good. You just need to be responsible. Don't cross the state line and forget your mind. New Smyrna Beach looking good. Edgewater, Ponce Inlet, and beautiful Daytona Beach. No problems right now if you're headed out there. But like Jonathan's saying, it's not going to be the best beach day out there. So I'm just going to say, hey, enjoy your hotel room today. Maybe not go out and about. Allow us to have some sanity and clarity on a Monday, please. Outside of that, our roadways aren't doing too bad.
All right, Steve, I'm going to put you on the spot here. If you can
Go for
describe
it.
your Trooper Steve on patrol today in 3 words, how would you tease what we can expect?
Okay, here we go. Oh, man.
3 words.
I'm going to say revolutionary.
Okay.
I'm going to say honor
Uh-huh.
and caring.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Why? Because today at 10 a.m., I'm going to be welcoming in another live interview in today. A guy named Andy Marshall. He's part of the DAV program here, and he's the Florida Executive Director. And what they have is they have a fleet of vehicles, and I've seen them before, and I never knew what they did. And they say DAV on them, and they are for our veterans. And what they do is they provide rides for our disabled veterans that may not have any modes of transportation, whether it's to appointments, whether it's to facilities or other type of care and things like that. So today we are going to be inviting in Andy Marshall. He's the executive director for the department, and talking about what exactly they do, why they do it, and maybe where the funding comes from, so that, hey, if you want to get involved or if you want to know more about it, you need to watch clickorlando.com today at 10 a.m. It's also going to stream on News 6 Plus, thanks to our amazing dedicated producers. I know you have one working real hard next to you right now all
I do.
morning long. And she is on triple, quadruple duty and killing it. And then Donovan will come in later and handle that. But that's at 10 a.m. today. I'm really excited about it. And last week, it's just all about awareness. And when we get to share our platform here at News 6, which is the best virtual platform there is, with someone else, that's what it's about. That's how we get results. That's how we increase our community's platform. Who knows how many people may not know about the DAV, but today they're going to learn about it.
That is such a much needed service for our disabled vets. Thank you so much, Trooper Steve. And we do have another organization, Laundry of Love, getting results. We will get to that in about 2 minutes. So stick with us. We're going to talk about an opportunity for you to get your laundry done for free and how you can give back to our community. If you're just now joining us, I'm Crystal Moyer, filling in for Bridgett for Breakfast with Bridgett. So let's get to some serious stories that we have going on around Central Florida. And the first one is a fire that broke out early this morning. This is in Volusia County. Some video there from Pappas Drive-In and Family Restaurant. It's a very popular spot out there in New Smyrna Beach. So early this morning around 1 a.m., a New Smyrna Beach fire as well as Volusia County Fire Rescue, they got called out to the scene. You could see all of that heavy smoke there because of a fire at that restaurant. Not sure yet if anybody was hurt or what the cause of that fire is, but it took them some time to get the flames out. And at this point, we're still waiting to get more details from Fire Rescue about this. But what's interesting about Pappas Drive-In and Family Restaurant, remember earlier this year in January, we saw Brad Pitt. We heard that he was shooting a movie there. He was also over at the Daytona Speedway. So very popular restaurant there, the scene of a film that will be coming out here. I'm not sure what the film is. We didn't get too much detail on that, but we do know Brad Pitt was out there shooting some part of a film. So we're hoping, they will recover and be able to reopen. So we'll give you some more details as soon as we get them, as far as whether they're going to be opening today and what the cause of that fire is. And out of Jacksonville, Northeast Florida, a lot of people celebrating spring break. We just had St. Patrick's Day yesterday. Well, there was a shooting that broke out last night around 8 o'clock. 3 people were shot, 1 killed over near those beach bars over in Jacksonville Beach. And at 8 o'clock in just a few minutes, we're going to be getting an update from the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office about this. Thousands were out there celebrating St. Patrick's Day. If you're familiar with Jacksonville, I lived there for many years. It's a very popular spot, not only for visitors, but for residents. And News 6's Ezzy Castro has more on what went down yesterday.
This was the scene last night in Jacksonville Beach after a deadly shooting during a St. Patrick's Day party. Police say someone brought a gun and shot 3 people, killing one of them, which they say happened out in the open.
Earlier we had a active shooter situation and we had 3 people that were shot.
Police actually locked down the downtown area for hours as they investigated. One witness said several bars had to shut down because of that.
Next thing you know, we heard that there was things going down, so we had to close down the business to get everybody out safely. And
the shelter in place was lifted just before 11 o'clock. Meantime, investigators say they believe there could be more than one suspect involved.
when we have these, the bigger events and the weather's good, a lot of people from the inner city come down here and they create chaos.
That was our News 6's Ezzy Castro. Again, 8 o'clock, we will get a live update from Jacksonville Sheriff's Office about what went down. Apparently, the suspect or suspects are still on the run. No arrests have been announced just yet, so we're waiting to learn some more details. And as soon as we do, we will give you an update on News 6 at noon. And, of course, our website, clickorlando.com. All right, now to some a great service here, and I love to talk about this because laundry, something that we all take for granted, being able to do our own laundry at home. Some people have are on hard times right now, maybe can't afford to get it done, but there's an organization, Laundry of Love, helping some people out through donations and volunteers. So I'm going to bring in Miss McKinley Bryant. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us. This is the first time I'm meeting you, so I want to make sure that I say your first name properly. Is it Talia?
It's Talia.
Talia. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning. And we want to talk a little bit about this event because if you're in Brevard County, there's 2 different locations that you all will be at this weekend to help those in need of some laundry. 3?
Yeah, so we'll actually be at 3 different locations.
Okay.
But my name is Talia Bryant, so thank you for having me. I'm an area manager with Eckerd Connects, and we are partnering with the Real Church to host the Laundry of Love. And the Laundry of Love is for our families, it's for our neighbors that just need assistance doing their laundry. And so we will have laundry supplies, at no cost. We will have the cost, to wash their clothes. And so it's just open to all of our neighbors in Brevard County, and we hope that everyone comes out.
So tell me a little bit about why you wanted to get involved with this. Why is this so special to you to be able to give back to the community through offering laundry services?
So we actually help to rehouse individuals and families experiencing homelessness in Brevard, and we know that the cost of everything has gone up. And so we really wanted to do something in the community to just help out. We know if you are going to the laundromat, washing your clothes, you know how expensive that is.
Mm-hmm.
And so we really thought that we wanted to do something that could help the community.
And I love this because it is something that a lot of us take for granted, clean clothes. And it's not, a lot of people think, well, it's just clothing, it's just a shirt. But being able to have some clean clothes to put on, do you think this changes not only the attitude of someone who may be on tough times right now or dealing with homelessness, but it gives them confidence, right?
Absolutely. It gives them confidence. As a matter of fact, people are always calling us, asking us when is our next event, because it's so needed, in the community.
So let's talk about these 3 locations, because you have one in Melbourne. This is at the Post Road Laundromat on Post Road.
Yes.
We have one
in Melbourne. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
One in Melbourne. We have a location in Cocoa.
Okay.
And then we have a location in
Titusville. Great. So you guys are pretty spread out. If you're in Brevard County, it's a good chance you can get to one of these locations. And this is going to take place, Saturday?
Saturday, March 23rd. From 8 to 12.
8 to 12. So what do we need to do if we plan on going there to get our clothes washed? Do I need to sign up for anything, or is it just kind of a show up, first come, first served?
Show up, first come, first serve. We'll also have food and we'll also have community resources available. So first come, first serve. We've partnered with a lot of great businesses as well. So we'll have some food from Chick-fil-A. We'll have food from Dunkin' Donuts, coffee from Starbucks. So we have some really great partners in this effort. So just show up. And we want to love on you. We're loving on the community. One
I
love at a
love
time.
that. And this is bringing people together. This is not just about, offering laundry services, but you guys also have opportunities for community service, for community members to give back through donations and to volunteer themselves. Tell me a little bit about how community members can get involved in helping you out.
Absolutely. So please visit our Facebook page, Eckerd Connects Family Services, just to find out more information about what we do in the community. And then also you can email me directly, tbryant@eckerd.org, if you'd like to get involved in any of our efforts in the community.
And how do you feel being able to offer this type of event? I mean, you said you've been doing this for some time now, and people look forward to it, not only those benefiting, but community members being able to give back. How do you feel when you see people coming together to help each other out?
It feels great. Like our whole goal is community engagement and to love on the community. And we have the opportunity to do that at this event. So like last year, so this is our fourth year doing the event, partnering with the Real Church to do this event. But last year, people came and they asked for prayer. We had people that were coming to eat. We had people that were playing football, as you just showed. So it was really, just the community kind of coming together. So it was great.
I love to see that. Is there anything else you'd like to share about this program?
I think I've shared everything.
I know I put you on the spot. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. I know you've got a lot going on, a lot of planning to do ahead of this event. So, of course, we'll get this on our website, and we really do appreciate everything you do for this community. Ms. McKinley Bryant, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
All right, moving on now. And this is a story about some schemes and ripoffs, because one lady in Orlando out $2,000 because of a PayPal statement that was fraudulent. Mike Holfeld shares the story.
I'm very paranoid right now because these people have my information and they made me spend all this money, and I was so stupid to believe that.
It all started with that email alert from PayPal. Unauthorized transactions. More than $900 used to purchase Bitcoin. And then the unthinkable.
The first thing that they said that there was a charge to child pornography for $892.
She wrote everything down, including that so-called purchase from Ohio. Mirza Rodriguez Fernley was convinced she'd be arrested.
So there were no visual evidence, just them claiming that.
Exactly.
Still, threats of arrest and a tainted reputation convinced Mirza she needed to purchase hundreds of dollars in gift cards, first from Target, then Walmart. $2,200 to, quote, prove it was her. Then they wanted funds wired to a Bank of America account.
And that's when I wake up and I say, oh my gosh, this is a scam. These people are stealing my money.
Of course, it was all a lie.
How come you're going public with this?
How come?
Yes,
because
ma'am.
I don't want this to happen to anyone, because it's the worst nightmare that you can ever have.
Mike Holfeld getting results, News 6.
Anytime someone is telling you to pay for something in gift cards, that is a scam. I'm pretty sure if they're looking to get something paid off, they want it in cash. They don't want it in gift cards. So that is a good little fraud alert to be aware of. Also, if you've been to Target yesterday, you might have noticed something a little different. They're kind of overhauling their self-checkout here. So they're making some changes in the self-checkout section. So customers who want to skip the cashier and do the self-checkout, you're only limited to 10 items now. And they are saying that they want to make the change because they, want to improve customer experience. Well, I kind of think they want to avoid some theft too. I mean, what do you think? A lot of places are kind of scaling back on that because of the increase in theft at their stores. So Target said they made the change to a lot of their stores yesterday, and they're planning to do this throughout all of their Target stores. So they say because they're going to limit the self-checkout to 10 items, they will have more cashiers on hand. I know that's a lot of what we complain about. You go to the store and there's just not enough cashiers. They want to make the checkout quicker and more effective to increase, improve customer service. So what do you guys think? I mean, when you go to Target and you see self-checkout, do you prefer self-checkout or do you wish there were more cashiers? I'm all about the cashiers. A lot of times when I do self-checkout, I end up having to wait anyway because I have that flashing light, with someone that has to come and help me with whatever I'm checking out with, or it detects that I've, checked out something incorrectly. So I think that's really interesting. We'll see what happens there. Anyways, thank you so much for joining us. Breakfast with Bridgett. I'm Crystal Moyer, and I will be here all week filling in for the lovely Bridgett, who is on vacation, taking a much-needed vacation. Stick around. We do have Weather-Wise with Jonathan Kegas coming up at 8, and then we have Trooper Steve on patrol. We'll see you guys tomorrow.